Stay 54, and the verse that was given me today is in Judges chapter 16, verse 28. Then Samson prayed to the Lord, Sovereign Lord, remember me. Please, God, strengthen me just once more, and let me with one blow get revenge on the Philistines for my 2 eyes. Now, this is Samson's last act of his life, because in doing so, he will bring down the temple on himself, if you're not familiar. But Samson, throughout his whole life, God had given him so much. He was raised as a Nazarene, which means he had to be pure, because he was going to be this big force for the nation, for God's people to further them. He would have been a great warrior, but instead he was sidetracked by the world. He was sidetracked by women, personal gain, idolatry of himself, like pride, a lot of pride, because he was strong. He was a big guy. He tied foxes' tails together. Like, he did some stuff that just, I can't even imagine the amount of strength that he had, because he was just able to do so much. But yet, he was given all this God-given ability, and he was taken on by the world, and he was allowed by his free will to do all of these things, but yet he didn't allow it to help him further God's kingdom. Like, God had put all these things on him. He was supposed to be great, and he just didn't get there. But in the end of his life, he was able to do this last act that was of obedience after all these years. But, like, this just reminds me of, like, myself when I'm, like, on my phone and scrolling, and I got one of those bricks they advertise online to get off my phone. But, like, there's so many things that distract us in life from God's timing. I mean, shoot, I'm sure there's plenty of us even here listening to this video that can't find an hour out of the day, out of 24 hours, to get into the Word. I mean, I realize you got to sleep for 8, but there's 16 out there somewhere, and you work for 8 most generally, unless you're crazy like me and work 16 sometimes. But there's time to read the Word. It's just sometimes the world just gets in the way. We let our phones get in the way. We let family get in the way. Not that there's anything wrong with family, but sometimes that balance is just so hard to find, and sometimes we don't want to find it, let's be honest. But at the end of the day, like, just giving time. There's a quote that's actually hiding right behind here. It says 1 hour of implementation beats 10 hours of thinking. And it's just, you gotta want it. You can't, like, you gotta be in God every day. And that's pretty much what I say half the time in here. But that's what I've got today. And thank you for listening.